gosh. Alrighty. Hey guys, it's Dana and it's my vegan-versary. I have been vegan, eating a whole food plant-based diet for a whole year now, actually more than a year. And so I wanted to give you guys an update, talk about how I've been feeling, how it's been going, whether I've lost weight, and whether or not the whole family's eating this way or just myself. So let's get into it. Okay, so last year I made the decision for a couple reasons to switch my diet to eat more whole food, all plant-based, which means I'm not eating any eggs, any dairy, any meat, fish, none of that. I do want to stress how I understand that veganism is more of a lifestyle. It's not just a diet, and it has a lot to do with, your decision to not contribute to animal suffering and how, it's this whole thing with vegan versus plant-based. And so starting out over a year ago, one of the reasons that triggered me to want to do this was it was Thanksgiving and we were driving to my mom's house and we had all 4 kids in the car and we drove by one of those really big turkey blow-ups. People put them in the front yard as decoration for Thanksgiving. And my son, I guess he was 5, he said, he loved them. He said, oh, there's a turkey blow-up. And we're like, oh, yay. We're driving to my mom's for Thanksgiving. And he said, Mom, does Thanksgiving is it a sad day? It's a sad day for the turkeys because they all get killed. And it was just a moment in my life where I just was, it is a sad day for the turkeys. And we were going to eat turkey at my mom's house. And so it really stuck in my mind, that moment with my son when he said it's a sad day. And that was really, I think that was the trigger for me to make this change. And then we were watching a lot of Netflix. We had Netflix at the time. We don't anymore. We were watching a lot of the Netflix documentaries. Like they were just coming out like gangbusters. So I watched Food Choices. That was the first one that I watched. And after I watched Food Choices, like that was it for me. So if you haven't watched that documentary, I highly suggest it. I'm sure you can watch it on YouTube for free somewhere. There's also, people say that they watch Forks Over Knives. I thought that one was really boring. It didn't resonate with me, but there's a bunch of other ones out there. You can watch Cowspiracy, but I watched Food Choices. Also, I started watching Dr. McDougall, who wrote the book, The Starch Solution. And so Dr. McDougall is all over YouTube. You can watch him. He does a lot of live webinars and stuff. So that was really, and he's a doctor, obviously, so a doctor who is living this lifestyle. So that was what triggered it for me a year ago. Plus I wanted to lose weight. You all know I'm really trying to lose baby weight that just never wants to come off. Plus I have PCOS, which makes it a lot harder for me to lose weight because I have like a hormone imbalance. That's what that is. So weight loss is really hard for me. So that's why I started, was because of that conversation with my son, and then also because I want to be healthy, but being vegan isn't always necessarily healthy. There is a lot of stuff you can buy, processed foods. You can eat Oreos, and that's vegan. So it doesn't necessarily mean that you're eating healthy if you say I'm a vegan, and you're not necessarily going to lose weight if you're being a vegan. So that's what the whole food plant-based, that's where that comes in. So I'm really just eating a lot of smoothies. I eat salads, potatoes I'm still eating a lot of. I love my potatoes. So if you're shying away from starches, I suggest the Starch Solution. But it's been over a year, and I would say that in the beginning, let's start out with the first couple months, they were just really hard, really hard. I think my body was going through detox from the dairy. I grew up on dairy, right? Grew up on milk is really good, strong bones, milk does a body good. So I used to drink tons of milk, drink it. And then I feel like when I got rid of the dairy out of my diet, yogurts, I used to have yogurt every day at work. That was like my snack of choice. I think my body was really detoxing from all of that. And so I had a lot of mucus, just a lot of mucus. I was coughing. Like I just had like a couple months where I just felt like I just kept coughing, and I just felt, I didn't feel so good. And I did have to do a lot of research because I felt so crappy. And a lot of people do say that happens, and it happened for a few months for me. But now I haven't been sick for a long time. Like I just don't get sick. And if I do get sick, I get better a lot faster, I'm noticing. So that's a huge benefit of this diet, of this lifestyle that I feel has been really good for me, because for a long time I just kept getting really sick all the time. And I feel better health-wise now that I've been eating this way. And like I said, I think it's boosted my immune system. And so that is fantastic. I have never had a lot of health issues. Like I don't have high blood pressure. My cholesterol has always been really good. So when I did go to the doctor this year, they just said everything is great. So I don't wish that on myself, but it's not like I had anything that was really high, like to compare with blood results to say, oh, wow, look how that came down. Other than my weight, right? So I will say I am disappointed because I was hoping that I would just, you hear people talk about how they switch to a whole food plant-based, or even in the documentaries, you watch it and you kind of get this, you just feel as if you switch to this diet, like you're just going to totally slim out, right? Like you're just going to be all slender, everything's going to heal itself, and it's almost like touted like it's a miracle. And it is like a really great diet for your health, and I fully believe that, but it's not like I just, boom, lost weight. Because like I said, you can still be eating a lot of calories. You can still be eating a lot of bananas, right? Like if you're just jamming in tons of bananas, which you don't have to if you're plant-based or vegan. But if you're eating, bananas have calories, yo. Like they got a lot of calories in them. So if you're putting 4 bananas in a smoothie, say, for your breakfast, then that's 400 calories plus whatever else you're putting into that smoothie. So I am now working hard on tracking everything that I eat in the MyFitnessPal app so I can really count calories to try to lose that extra 10 pounds that I keep trying to lose. And I could go back on the potato cleanse that I did that 1 month. I did have a lot of success. I would say I had the most success with weight loss on that potato cleanse that I did for the 1 month. But I'm having trouble getting myself to do it. I just cannot seem to get it started. So I'm doing intermittent fasting now. So the fasting that I'm doing is what am I doing? 8 hours of eating. So I eat from 12 o'clock to 8 p.m. And then I fast from 8 o'clock to 12. So that's the intermittent fasting I've been doing for the last couple months. And it is actually, that also was hard in the beginning, but that's going really well now. I feel great with that. So I just skip breakfast, which you can say what you will about that. I've always been told, never skip breakfast. It's so bad for your metabolism. But then there's a lot of stuff out there that says it's good for you, helps your stomach to settle. So that's what I'm doing. So actually, it's almost time for me to break my fast. And then this is what I'm going to break it with. It's what I break it with every day. And it is a carrot smoothie. So I bring this with me to work, and this has 1 banana in it. It has half a cup of orange juice, and then I have a whole cup of carrots, cinnamon, nutmeg, and then I put a tablespoon of coconut oil in it. And this is what I eat. So that's what I break my fast with. And when I do the math, it comes up to 450 calories, which is kind of a lot, but that's my lunch. And then I don't have anything else. And the coconut oil, I do that because it helps with my sweet cravings, because then I don't desire chocolate and stuff when I put the coconut oil in there. And plus it has the fat and helps make me feel fuller longer, and there's health benefits with coconut oil. So they say. Oh, and then I have a stainless steel straw. So this is reusable. So I have a whole bunch of these straws, and I love these stainless steel straws. They're smoothie straws. They're fantastic. All right, so if we roll back around to this just past Thanksgiving, right? We started talking about the turkey blow up in Thanksgiving, and then the Thanksgiving that just passed. So is eating this way impacting holidays and stuff? I was worried. I wasn't sure how I was going to handle Thanksgiving this year, and it was no problem. So at this point, I don't have a problem eating this way. It doesn't bother me. I don't feel like I'm deprived. I feel fine. I feel like anything I want to eat, I can eat. Like I said before, there's obviously a lot of vegan substitutes of things, dairy-free things. You can get Ben & Jerry's vegan ice cream, made out of almond milk. So there's still tons of things you can eat when you're eating this way. Like I said, I don't feel deprived. And so for Thanksgiving, my sister made this huge batch of really fantastic vegan mashed potatoes. And I had that. I had apple and onion stuffing that I had made. So I felt good. We had corn on the cob. I felt like I ate a ton. And then we got a vegan pumpkin pie. Yeah, vegan pumpkin pie from Whole Foods. So I had that. So that's processed food, but it was good. It was yummy. I didn't feel like I was deprived at all. And I felt really good about myself knowing that I wasn't contributing to any animal suffering. And I do like self-identifying this way. It makes me feel good about myself. And so I have every intention to continue doing this. In fact, my husband made bacon the other day at home. So we'll talk about my family now. He made bacon and the whole house smelled like bacon because he kind of burned it a little and then it was on his breath. And I felt physically sick. Like I really thought I was going to I felt like I was going to throw up. It was so bad. And it really showed me how far I've come because I used to love the taste of bacon. I used to love bacon. And now I can't stand it. I told him, I said, please no more bacon. He was like, that's fine. So I was like, no more bacon in the house because it made me feel so sick. And so as far as the kids and my husband, sorry, camera just cut out. Of course, it always does. As far as my husband and my kids, I haven't been pushing this on them. Basically, my oldest daughter, when she was in daycare when she was young, her teacher in the newborn room was a vegetarian. And my daughter never ate meat. She never wanted to eat meat. And we would try to offer it to her. And she just never ate meat. And it's not, I mean, she was a child, like a little kid, but it was the weirdest thing. And we always joked with the teacher, the daycare teacher, that, she made our daughter a vegetarian. So the kids have always, we've never eaten a lot of meat. Like, it's not like I was a hardcore steak eater or something. Like we would have turkey and stuff, but ground turkey, but I never, and fish, but I've not really pushed meat a lot on the kids. We just hasn't been a huge part of my diet. So it hasn't always been a big part of the kids' diet. Of course, they've had like chicken nuggets and stuff like that. So it hasn't really, they, for the most part, are eating the same way that I'm eating, but dairy is a big thing, you guys. Like it is, I do think dairy is very addicting, and I'm having trouble getting the cheese out of their life. And of course, those cheese substitutes you can buy that are plant-based, and so I try to incorporate that as much as possible. Like now I use almond milk, and if I'm making them, I just use that as a substitute for milk in recipes. But like I said, for the most part, they're eating the way I am because I'm the one cooking a lot of times, but they do ask sometimes for chicken nuggets, which we have bought the chicken substitute nuggets and they eat those. They don't know any different. So that's kind of been good because they are eating, I think, they eat the same. They eat similarly, but my husband is not on board with this. Like he still wants his meat. So he's making meat, like the bacon, and then the kids might eat the bacon. So it is what it is. I'm going to do my thing, do my best to obviously serve this kind of food to my kids. And then they're going to see a lot of times by example. They follow their parents, you lead by example. Kids are always watching what we do. They're listening very closely to what we say. And so the best thing I can do is just live my life and be a good example. And it's highly likely that they will follow suit at least one day, if not right away. But I fully recognize, that my children are their own person. And I'm here to raise them, do my best to lead and guide them, but they're going to be making their own choices in the future as far as what they want to eat. So they are kind of mostly eating the way I eat. So that's the best answer I can give. But like I said, dairy is the biggest problem. Can't seem to get them to break that. So when other people are on this diet, they say that their skin clears up if they've had a lot of acne. I don't really know. I mean, I haven't had a lot of acne since I've become an adult. Like since I had my children, my skin kind of cleared up. I don't wear makeup, so I don't know. So I just feel like my skin has stayed the same. I haven't noticed any difference with that. So yeah, as far as mental clarity, people talk about that too. I don't feel like I'm any swifter. I've always felt a little bit brain dead just because I've been sleep deprived with the 4 kids, and the past decade has been exceedingly hard as far as that goes. I recognize I have not had as much sleep as I should be getting for the past 10 years. So I don't know whether I'm clearer in the head at work. There's never been a problem with my performance at work. But I don't notice anything where I'm like, wow. I mean, you hear people say that, but I haven't been like, wow, I feel so much, my head feels clearer. And I still act like I'm in a fog sometimes because I'm tired and I've got 4 kids and I work full time and yeah. The last thing I wanted to say about being vegan that I've discovered is my husband and I went to a vegan fest and it was incredible. Okay, like there was tons of people there. It was really packed, which I was in love with. I was like, oh my gosh, look at all these people. All these people are vegan. So it was really supportive, really fun, and everybody was walking around with like shirts on and stuff about, animal cruelty and not, it was just fantastic, like to see everybody being together who are like-minded, and I love that. It was so fun. I like being a part of this community, and I feel proud of myself for being so. And so that was something that has been fantastic. Because you hear some people say they think vegans are kind of like, I don't know, sometimes I think there's a negative association with that term, but, I certainly am not pushing other people to be vegan. Like I said, everybody makes their own choice. It doesn't, it's fine, whatever everybody decides to do for themselves. I feel proud of myself because I feel like I'm helping the planet by eating this way, and it's nice to be around other people. And so just in general, the vegan community I have found to be really wonderful. I really connect with them, so that's been a positive. So hopefully maybe one day my husband will follow along, but he's older, so he's set in his ways. I don't think he's going to change, but I respect him that he comes along and supports me fully in this, and it's not a problem for him that I eat this way. So that's all good. And fitness. Oh man, that's right, you guys. So my workout, I wanted to talk about that. So I was jogging for a while. I did a couple 5Ks, and then also I'm now doing spinning. So we have a spinning bike we bought several years ago. I'm sure we charged it at the time, but I'm using the spinning bike and I'm trying to spin at least 3 to 4 times a week. And I think that that's going to also really help my weight loss. And I've been using the Aaptiv app and I love it. I've had it for over a year now. So I actually reached out to them to ask them if I could be an affiliate for them because I really like the app so much. Like my favorite trainer for the spinning is Ed, and then I go running the outdoor runs with Meg, and I just think it's answered my dreams. Like I've always been like, oh, I wish there was like some class I could listen to. So it's like having a personal trainer without having to pay a ton of money because it's just $9.99 a month. And I figure that's what a gym membership might be, but I can't get out to a gym. So this makes it convenient for me to exercise when I want, at home. When I get some time, I can just boom start right away, put my earbuds in, and I have a personal trainer for 20 to 40 minutes, and they tell me what to do. So I love it. So if you guys are interested in that, you can look below in the description box. And if you do click that link, then I get a very small commission, and I appreciate that, you guys. Okay, so I guess that's it. If you have any questions, leave them down below, and I will try to answer them in another video, or I'll try to reply to your comment. Like I said, I'm going to continue eating this way, a whole food plant-based diet, and I feel good. Like I feel good. I feel healthy. I feel like it helped my immune system. I don't feel deprived. I'm eating, pastas, brown rice pasta, lots of smoothies, fruits, salads, and I feel good. Like there's nothing I feel like I can't eat that I want to eat. And so it's been wonderful. I'm glad I made this change. I'm really glad that I did. Okay, all right. If it's your first time here, be sure to subscribe. I am here every Tuesday talking all about money, and I have 4 kids, and my husband and I live in the Philadelphia area, and we are very passionate about living a debt-free life. Bye, guys.